Sand goblins scare me, but the more I play them, the more I'm like, okay, this like really like annoying play style of like just chilling in the back. Like it almost feels very Shadow Elves if like you like I have a lot of fun with the like factions that can just like hang back and be really annoying. All right. Sure, cloaks. Okay, good stuff. Do we have to be aggressive this matchup? I don't know. Just mosquito bite him. We'll have to see. There's a lot going on here. Um, all right, let's see it. Okay, what what is this matchup? Um, we probably just try to, yeah, it's probably a cloaks off. Like we're just gonna try to mosquito bite and expose as little as possible. Oh, I don't know how we'll do it, but we'll manage. Do we hold sparks in opening hand? We might, and just like discard rider scavengers maybe. Have to see. I love Krusk's starting setups. It's a real fun one with the wrench adjacent to you. It's just a very unique starting setup. I don't know what our response would be. But we just like snipe the Machinist and anything else. I've been seeing a lot of gates here. I would also consider a gate here. Not sure which is better. Um, they don't really, and I don't really mind if they blow up that gate. It sort of just gives me like more entries down this way. Okay, I could just mortar that gunner. That's pretty sweet. Um, the mortar's going down, but like, sweet. Hard to pass that up. Yeah, it would just go on the rider and the there. A lot of money, basically. Um, yeah, let's just do this. I mean, okay, wait. I could burn hot. I could burn hot to here. No, but then the mortar doesn't have a good target. I mean, it'd be fine. Um, uh, yeah, I think this is fine. With the exception of maybe it sucks that this rat can't like equip and magic deny. Maybe that would be nice. But that's not really gonna happen unless I put a biter here. Unless I build a biter to the side of it. But they can just kill that with a sniper. So yeah, it's fine. We'll just let them kill it. There's definitely a play there where I don't put the rider up and I like just expose with the wrench rat and then like equip or something. Um, four damage, 4 damage for one magic though is definitely worth it. Okay, we lost silts. Well, that fucking sucks. Um, I kind of want to hold all these cards. Something tells me I should discard sparks and wait for a scavenger to get it back. And I kind of hate this voice in my head. I really hate it. I want to hold sparks. Hmm. Fine. We'll wait for the scavenger. Why not like get a good scavenger though? I could just hold it. I could just hold it. Like I could just hold it and wait. Uh, fine. Let's hold it. Oh, and we got a thruster too. We can always discard Sparks in a second. There's no rush per se this matchup, I guess. Because it feels a little bit hasty to discard Sparks. It feels like we might be doing some other things. I probably should have just realistically it's annoying to get out. But then I often find myself with Sand Goblins in a spot where I've discarded heavy, and then I'm like, okay, I have 7 magic and nothing to spend it on because I like discarded one of my 5 magic champs. So yeah, we probably do Super Gate. Um, I mean, okay, yes, of course we do Super Gate, but probably next turn. I'm seeing this line is pretty nice. Biter could just stand down there after being equipped with a rat. That's nice. And this gate can just sort of thrust up and be annoying. That we lose this like optional like spawn spot configuration. These two, but probably fine. In another turn, we'll have it up here, and then we can really start biting. Though there's some question to be raised as to whether we need to be aggressive at all with the gate. I think we do. I think we're sort of setting up for a counterattack. I don't really know. I think that's part of like the mystery and like why I think I find like hanging back with Crust difficult is like maybe I don't fully understand what I'm waiting for. Like that's why hanging back with Abushi was difficult for a while because I didn't really understand like why I had that advantage. And so for Crust, it's like, well, why do we have that advantage? Why can we just hang back and wait to pounce? I think it's because we do pounce at some point. It's sort of in a Skysphere Avian sense, but a little bit different. So we are setting up for something, not just like we're hanging back forever. Though we can also just like we're setting up to just chip away at them and expose as little as possible, which is definitely a different game plan than Skyscraper Avians. That's sort of like our sort of for us it's just sort of like a constant like expose a little bit, expose a little bit, expose a little bit, damage them more than they're able to damage us because we've only exposed a little, and repeat. While Sky's Pure Avians is sort of just like hang back, hang back, hang back. Oh, you've overcommitted. Time to kill you. All in. Sid is up. Ready to go. Yeah, that looks good. That makes sense. Wonder if they're going to be able to play around biters with that gunner shot. It's going to go here, maybe? I mean, you're going to have a versatile move, actually, now that I think about it. No, no hand cannon. Oh, you played out. Huh, okay. Interesting. That changes things. I like didn't even register that Out of Shadows was in play. Yeah, all right. So we have, I mean, Gunner's easy pickings. We can also just bite her to here and detonate. That's pretty nice as well. We could thrust her on Krusk right now. Thrust her on Krusk feels kind of good. Um, yeah, maybe let's do that. And just wrench rat on the gunner. I mean, I was gonna thruster 10 health gate, but thruster on cross could be pretty good against cloak since that's sort of the sort of game we're playing. Yeah. Do I want to make it so Sinsin can't retreat? Do I want to put a biter behind her? I think it's fine. You can save the biter for next turn. It'd be good. Might even have Sparks magic. The thruster. This is probably a good matchup. Has the league done this matchup? I think we should. I think this is a solid one. Yeah, it's strange to have the biter wrench rat combo there, but I think that was a very good play by Cherez actually. That out of shadows because that I'm now holding this. I held my biter wrench rat combo. You managed to make it like difficult enough for me to do that I just held it. That's probably the sign that it was good. I'm gonna keep holding sparks. I don't care. Like come at me. I'm playing a slow game. Sparks is coming out this game. I'm not waiting for a scavenger. Yeah, and now we're sort of playing the Cloaks' own game against them. Of well, what are you gonna shoot at? This feels like a very intense match right now. I'm not even gonna lie. Um, it seems like a fun one. Might we might be milking a lot of this 45-minute clock here. I don't mind it though, because it's a good match to do it. It's one that I think I can learn a lot by thinking through every little thing. And it's coming out. Yeah, I mean, so it makes sense. Like in this sort of spot, you don't want to expose too much, but you kind of dagger's interesting. I'm a little bit scared. You gonna like motor boots kill me or something? Um, glad Crust can't be behind right now. Yeah, that makes sense. Like when if your opponent's not giving you anything, well, at least protect your gates and enemy lines. Now if we had a thruster on that gate, it'd be a bit different. You gonna exchange Simpson for Vox? What's the plan? What's the plan here? I might pop a mortar on that 10 health gate. Oh, you're going at the 5 health gate. Okay, solid. Yeah, that's good. Um, let's just build a Rust Rider here. Attack blocks a bit. Maybe try to kill Sinsen. I'll do 3 dice on Sinsen here, and also mortar her. And if we get the kill, we get the kill. Maybe I'll actually even prioritize a little bit more getting Sinsen down. Um, yeah, this seems pretty good. And then yeah, we're gonna be able to punish Sinsen pretty hard with Uncle Sparks. Um, killing our own biter here. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, good. And then we're gonna be able to thrust to safety here. That's the idea with that. Yeah, let's hit Sinsen. Okie doke. We need more damage. Rider. Okay, you suck. And biter. Come on, please. Pretty please. Pretty please. I put so much dice. Okay, thank goodness. It would have really sucked if we got denied Sinsen right there. Because Sinsen's probably going in the back, never to be seen again. So that's a nice kill. Yep, that puts us at 7. That's insane. Um, and we're gonna hold both of these. I guess I could have gone over there actually. Okay, I probably should have now that I'm thinking about it. I was planning going over here when Simpson was here, but actually it's probably safer to go over there now. I mean, this is maybe better position, but like a little bit sketchy. If Vox decides to do some like out of shadows nonsense, we could get a little bit surrounded real quick. Hopefully they don't have it. Have to see how many cards they hold Lester. 2. Two is a lot. I mean, 3 is a lot. If your opponent's holding 3 cards, be afraid. Unless it's like a really slow matchup. Feeling in a good place with Sin gone. So see how it shapes out. And all that damage we did could have gone into blocks, but um, no, get punishing Sinsen. If Sinsen goes down, it's real bad for you. Also, pretty cool card design of just like risk reward. Like she's great out in the front, soaking up some damage, but you can't actually let her die. um, or else it's bad. I wonder if we're just gonna see a sort of retreat over here. That was sort of a failed advance. Also, am I talking too quietly into my microphone? I'm a bit further back than I usually am. I feel like I'm talking louder now, so it's fine. I kind of wanted away from my computer fan. Just gonna scooch towards it a little bit. I Be funny if like this next turn there's no value whatsoever for these scavengers. Um, like all they have to do is like clear these lines and then so like not have a unit in any of these spots. And then out of melee range. Apparently in playtesting, thrusters could be done in the summon phase, which is quite crazy. Um, Funny that they can't be done in the magic phase. I guess that doesn't really make a difference. I don't see how that could possibly make a difference. Like after detonate, maybe? Okay, yeah, no. So I guess that's a small nerf. You could detonate something and then thrust. Booties on the bandit. Alright, well, we're gonna see if we're gonna be able to punish that. Vox feels a little bit like I feel like when Vox first came out, it sort of felt unbeatable to me. Of just like there's this combo, this out of shadows combo. How many it's gonna beat you up. Feels a bit more now of just like you just gotta play around it. Oh, that's scary. Yeah, we should have put Crust behind the 10 health gate. It's fine. This like has its own advantages. I mean, we're forcing an engage. We're gonna get a scavenger kill over there. Um, what is attacked? So bandit attacks. Oh, okay, it's sort of weird that they're pausing right now. That implies that they made a mistake or something. which granted is easy to do with cloaks, so it'd be understandable. I wonder if they're thinking about exposing the dagger or not. I mean, I feel you've committed the moto boots to this bandit, so it's like, yeah, I'm wondering. It feels like they're going to be overextended here, but let's see, because it is like half of Krusk's health, and that's a lot of health. um, yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, so I could probably try something. Well, we're gonna have to see whether dagger comes in before I comment. Really, if there's no dagger, I can kill this, but I don't. You also have sly on this. Blocks is coming in. Okay, well that's a problem. um, yeah, especially since we had the thruster on Krusk, it kind of sucks that we exposed him a little willy nilly. Um, okay, and we can't like kill blocks right away, but we could do some damage. I think we're gonna scavenge blocks a little bit. Um, Kresk is gonna be taking a vacation here, and Uncle Sparks is gonna be saying hi. I think we're gonna grab a. Oh, it has to be in my discard pile. Huh. Okay. Wait, I'm stupid. I mean, I can just grab a wrench. I guess that's fine. I can just grab a rat. Forgot that it had to be in my discard pile. Um, yeah, this is fine. Blocks is in a bit of a tough spot. Do we want to build anything else? Maybe just like build a biter over there to just like swarm the board a bit more. Kind of like that. Let's see the top wrench. Okay, well, that's a little bit rip. No, we can reclaim them. Oh, got to actually grab something. Wrench rat, biter. Okay, yeah, I mean, I wasn't planning on that biter, but that sort of makes sense to me now. We've been holding this detonate for a while. That's fine. What sort of structures are we reclaiming? I'll think about that in a second. Might grab another gate, honestly. I don't really think I need the rider. I think another gate would help us. Yeah. Let's get blocks. It's interesting as playing dagger just so blocks can use it. I sort of like it. Yeah, let's damage blocks a bit. I wonder if the right set of cards would kill me right now. Um, it might. Like move phase, copy Machinist, get the bandit here. Attack phase, 1 dice, 2 dice. No, because that's all. Okay, no. Yeah, no, just copy dagger, move here, um, attack sparks. I wonder if I should have moved a space over. Surely that's more dangerous. Attack sparks with bandit and attack phase. Get blocks here, swap with dagger. Okay, that's 6 dice. Might not be able to do more. Might not be able to do more than 6 then, because the other play requires copying the Machinist, which means you can get bandit here. Bandit goes for 2, but you would need like you need in the move phase something else here. If you get something else here, then you can get 4 melee dice plus whatever this unit is. Let's say it's another 3 range. So that could get you to 7. So at which point that like might be worth it. Um, You need to have a pretty particular hand for that. Um, Probably just backing blocks out and yeah, just retreating to safety. The Sand Goblins have really changed the face of the game because, like, after you play Sand Goblins, other factions feel very different. Because, like, against like when I'm not playing against Sand Goblins and I'm playing against like I sometimes have the Sand Goblin instinct of like, oh, a charger at 1 health in front of a gate is nothing. That's really stupid. But then it's like, nope, that against Swamp Orcs have no response to that. And you know, there's a lot of like Savannah Elves also have a lot of like 1 damage mosquito bites, but most factions don't, honestly. I mean, maybe a surprisingly large amount of like Master Set punishes 1 health units, like Fallen Kingdom does, Sfara does, Cthulhu does. Yeah, there's a lot of mosquito bites in Master Set. Um, and we got it in Moldaria too, but then like okay, Ava's got mosquito bites. Um, Edia does not. Bulak does not. Um, and then uh Balzar sort of. You can think about that as mosquito bite. Um, Cylinder does. Um, okay, so there's more factions that do that don't. Celeste does not have mosquito bites. Um, and Swamp Orcs do not. Um, I also have Law of Liberty, which sort of counts. Um, as like ways to just get like little extra damage here and there. We copied Versatile. Wait, what the heck? You seriously copied Versatile? You greedy person. Um, Let me see this. You really copied Versatile as opposed to you're like dead next turn. Like not actually because I'm bad, but like hmm. We should be able to get some direct damage in. I feel like we can kill blocks. Maybe I feel incorrectly. Right, we can totally kill blocks right now. Right? Like maybe not. Hmm. I mean, we can just no. I was gonna say equip some rats on a scavenger and put them here. Um, okay, we equip some rats on the rider. Put the rider here. Rider hits for 3, and then detonate does 2. Um, so we're looking for then 6 on 6. We're gonna have a mortar though, so 6 on 5. We get better than that with the biter. Okay, we're gonna have to think about this for a second. Is there any way to get extra attacks? Like we get sparks here, biter here, rider here. That's now 1 direct, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice, but only on 7. And okay, no, it's 6 on 6. 3 melee, 3 ranged on 6 with 1 direct from the biter, 1 direct from the mortar. What we have right now is 3 direct, 2 from uh 2 from the rat, 3 third from the mortar. And that surely takes the cake as far as that goes. Um, hmm. I if I could like if only I could move that second mortar. So that's pretty good. So that would just be I guess that's just that and nothing else. Um well no, I see and two equips on the rider in order to get that. And then I guess we put a mortar on um I don't know on Krusk. uh yeah, it's not too bad. I don't know. Shame would be very close to something better. Is there any way we could get Krusk in to do more damage? I mean, we could move Krusk here. We could move like one, two. Yeah, just not really. Okay, well, maybe something like I'm thinking if there's a way to like Krusk attacks, then force, and then it's another attack behind us. But it doesn't really seem like there's an easy way to get that. Um, can we are gonna burn hot. That is definitely the way of it. Um, okay, I know how burn hot works now. It's we don't we still get the strength buff even if we don't move. That's fine. I think it was like bugged in the app for a while, so it didn't work like that. A top wrench. We got a turret. Are we greedy? Do we take that over the mortar? I think I do. I think I want to. Um, oh, turret. We already knew we had a turret. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm greedy. I think I'll take turret over the mortar because we're on average doing one, um, and we're only trying to do one damage, so it's like more efficient than the mortar. Hopefully, we're not dead this turn. Next turn, that is. Yeah, seems good. I'm gonna just put that gate there to stop them a little bit. If we were really trying to be careful, we could put a gate here, and thrust over there. Maybe we should, honestly. Um, do I want to do that? It's kind of nice. Kind of milking the clock here. I don't like that, honestly, though. All right, let's do it. Three over here. All right, that's what we're, and so what we need, here's another three. And so we just need one damage with this, and then that'd be GG. And there it is, and that's game. All right, that's real fun. Uh, yeah, that's a real fun game. It's a real fun matchup. Oh, this biter's dying. I hadn't even thought about that. Um, GG. Uh, what a crazy one. I think I've come out and said that like these two factions are like my least favorites as like worst at. And boy was that a fun matchup. It's definitely thinking of like trying to give. I feel like I'm starting to get on my Crusk redemption arc. Maybe I'll hop on the Cloaks redemption arc at some point. Well, I still think they're hard. Um, just sending a message real quick. Yeah. See if Cherez wants to hop on and chat. That's a real fun game. Yeah, I want to play more of that matchup. Um, it's a weird one. Or like it's yeah, I just I like the back and forth going on there. Um, like Both factions seem very good at outlasting other people at a range, and so it's fun to see them sort of matched against each other. Uncle Sparks is a little bit horrifying. Like he doesn't look so horrifying there because it looks kind of funny with all his limbs, but when you just look at this, you just look at that face. I think we determined the zoom in does work for better or worse. Um, there we go. Um, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Okay, I'm gonna we'll see if Cherez pops by. I'll go take a peek at some turns over here. In the meantime, all right, Grog's getting up in the face a little bit. Makes sense. Hope Cherez says they're hopping on. That's awesome. Yep, Targan getting the punish on Mug as expected. Vinegate, Vinegate like here sounds kind of nice. Kind of weak to a smasher. Hey, how's it going? That was real fun. Thanks for playing that. I've been talking about this matchup. And it seems really interesting to me. And these are definitely two factions that I feel like I shy away from because they're hard for me. It's real fun to see them pit against each other though. Like I feel like they're both very good at just outlasting their opponent at a range, and so to like see them pit off, like it kind of feels like a 5D chess, like watching Donkey and Orange last play or something. Um, it's funny that yeah, so, sorry, I'm like off on a tangent now, but I remember watching those two play like the Van Elves versus Cloaks, and Orange Laz went more aggressive as Cloaks, thinking that they had to they lose the range game, which is funny to think of like Cloaks as needing to go aggressive. But it's kind of there's this interesting dynamic I'm like trying to wrap my head around of like factions that don't they're really good at hanging back, but they actually have to do something. Like they're hanging back to set up for something. Like Krusk is hanging back in order to just like get little mosquito bites at your face and never let you attack him back. Like Cloaks are hanging back like to probably pop off and like assassinate you at some point, or like but they don't need to. They're not like some like aggro factions like balls are that like kind of don't want to even play for the econ game. Cloaks really can, but what exactly like you're going for by hanging back? Like you sort of can just like hang back and like pretend you're breakers and just chill. Though it feels like you're also setting up for something. And so yeah, like we're both sort of like you can see these two factions like locked in a stalemate, and then just someone finally jumps and then they keep going. Yeah. Any any thoughts about this matchup or about that game? How'd that feel for you? You're a fan of this one? You don't like? What do you think? Felt good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, if you did not reposition that gate, I think I would have won at the end. Really? What was your hand? That was like an afterthought. That was like, hold on a second. Like, what if I just stay totally safe? Because I was thinking that last turn. Um, I was like, before you started taking a turn, I was like, Crust could be dead here. Like, not super easily. But then I was just looking at here and I'm just like, I'm seeing this like Maginist up there and this bandit. I'm like, that's like pretty close. Did you have like a Moto boots for the Maginist or something? Yeah, Moto boots and out of shadows, I presume. Yeah, Moto boots out of shadows takes it here. With yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Motor Boots out of shadows. That'll give you 10 dice on Crust, which is good. Yeah, and I was gonna thrust over there to stay safe. I sort of realized that. Yeah, I think I sort of might have missed this. This is it's a real fun matchup. I definitely play this one again. Um, there was this turn. I think like it was sort of a I wasn't really thinking. I was thinking of like originally there was you had Sins in here, which is why at the end of my turn I sent Krusk this way. But in retrospect, I probably want to send Krusk this way, especially since I have the thruster equipped on Krusk. Like I've committed to him, so like I don't want him to take half his health and damage because then he's a lot more less useful. And sure enough, you're able to get 4 damage on him. And at that point, it's like, well, I got to be really careful, and so this thruster is kind of wasted. Uh, yeah, that's a lot of fun. I definitely uh definitely play it again. You feel like these are two factions that like you're more familiar with, or are you new to them? I know you said that there's some factions that you feel like you haven't really touched too much. But it seems like you've played a lot of the Sand Goblins. Seems like you know what's up there. I know them both decently. Yeah, that makes sense. That's yeah, that's it's funny. It's funny to hear you say like that you did you say like you hadn't played much against Grognak or something? Like it's funny. It's funny that's just a way to yeah, exactly. It's funny to see like being real into these like super complicated factions and like you haven't really played much of Grognak and it's like Grognak you just kind of move and attack and play shock. Like that's that's funny. But yeah, I totally understand it. I'm sort of just like obsessed with the Shadow Elves just because like I just like right away it's just like there's so much going on. I gotta crack these guys. Well, for some reason I just always felt overwhelmed by cloaks. Then goblins I'm starting to get the hang of when I realized just how mean you can play. Like you can just sort of hang back and like not expose anything. I need a lot more games before I like feel comfortable playing that as like my default strategy. Let me know if you want another game. I'd have time for one more. No worries if not. This was yeah, and otherwise it was a lot of fun, and thanks for coming on. Um, yeah, no, I definitely feel free to let me know whenever if you want to come on again. I should still be streaming for later this week. You down for one more? Awesome, let's do it. I'm almost tempted to say you want to run this matchup back because this was fun. I kind of want to try it again, but I'm also like totally down to play anything always. So, uh, happy to change things up too. Yeah, you down? Okay, sweet. Let's do it. I will send you another link. Yeah, it feels like a thinky matchup too. Like there's a lot going. The very first game we played was like Shadow Elf versus Sand Goblin, and that's another one. Whenever these like two sort of like monsters of being able to like hang back and chill kind of clash like and you get some like really tough and interesting games that those are sort of my favorites, the slow and grindy ones. Yeah, I'm glad these are two of your favorites that you enjoy them. It's nice to see that. Okay, sending you another link. Sand Goblins again. And yeah, good luck, have fun. um Yep, I'll see you on the other side. Have fun with it. Not too much fun though. All right, good stuff. I'll assume they're heading off. I assume Cherez is gone. If you're still here and you ever like, I always still would debate this thing of like you could just like not look at the video and I could not tell what's in my hand and we could like have more of a chat. You can like set it to audio only. So if you're still here, okay, I'm clicking on the game, so you'll see my hand if you're still here. If you're still here, like let me know. I'd be happy to do that. Otherwise, I assume you're gone, and let's get to it. I'm going first. All right. Sparks in the opening hand again. Bleh. Um, is there a world where like I do this? Like, surely not. Surely that's bad. No, I think I just like expose. I think I expose nothing. Yeah. Uh, I think the play is probably just this. I think I might hold the turret. Okay, this game I'm fucking discarding Uncle Sparks. I'm sick of holding that. That's what scavengers are for. Scavengers are there to reclaim Uncle Sparks, okay? I'm not doing this again. Yeah, let's just, this opening works. Just do this. It's such a mean game of keep away. It's so funny. I'll never get used to it. I'm gonna hold the turret in case we like draw a detonate. Um, and this card sparks in case like we want to like put the turret on a biter next turn. Looks good. Two riders, okay. Well, that makes me wish I had just held sparks because riders. It's so funny, like because I see a 2/5 and the econ minded me is like, well, that's the unit you want to play all of. It is not. Riders are the it's sort of the opposite. Riders, you want to ditch them most. You just want a mosquito bite and expose nothing. And riders are a big. You spent a lot of magic on those riders, and they're units the opponent can kill. And why would you be exposing anything other than a 10 health gate? Um, you fool. You see if they respond here. They have to have a ranged unit to be able to go at me right now. If they've got it. Dylan in the corner. Good, good. Love to see it. Looks like we're taking inactivity damage. So maybe if there's no range unit in hand, maybe you don't have a choice there. I'm guessing Vlox is gonna take a trip downtown over there. Yeah, we'll take that. Forcing inactivity damage turn one, we will take that for sure. Um, no complaints over here. Yep, makes sense. It's good. We could go to occupy that. We could also not though. We could shoot that sniper with a wrench rat. Thinking of like shooting down that lane to like don't really need to. Your opponent may move. Okay, goodbye. Never mind. I guess that's gonna be the Moto Boost Machinist. This is such a fun matchup. It's so ridiculous. I'm glad I feel like sort of starting to click with Cross. We'll have to see. It's real tempting to play Bernhot and grab that forward gate spot. Like there's no easy response to that. So it just feels a little bit overextended. So I'm probably just gonna there's nothing to equip this rat to. No, the rat's just gonna be exposed. That's fine. Um, Brusk over here. Do I want this rider all the way back? I mean, I could just throw it up there. Nah, we need more time to set up. Um, it's funny to say that, like I know what I'm talking about, because I sure don't. Um, yeah, let's just chill over here. All right, looks good. And grab both of these riders. Don't need those. Looks good. Link scavenger. Okay, well, so hopefully we're gonna hold on to the scavenger until we can get a kill with it. So we can get sparks back, and that's when our game will really start to pick up. Yeah, like I always wonder, like when I'm new to these sort of like more passive strategies, there's always the fear of like, well, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I'm sort of like hanging back, but I'm not, it's not like helping me, and I'm actually just like shooting myself in the foot. And so I'm hoping I'm like good enough at Krusk that I'm reading the matchup right, that I can just sort of sit here. I need another gate, need to set up. We'll see. Maybe it would have been better to just goes down this line instead. Maybe that would have been nice. Because then it sort of forces them to play down here. Well, here you can just sit here and that's your response. Um, this game is so silly. Like, what's happening right now? Moving that up, weird. Why are you doing that? I don't understand. Why would you move the sniper up? Can't shoot Krask. So you're just giving me free scavenger. Oh, I see. You're gonna move up. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Grabbing that spot. Yeah, that makes sense. This makes sense. Okay, we might just like grab this. But now that that spot's pretty high value, we might just grab that. That's a pretty nice miss for them. Um, I would definitely. I could move one more spot. I definitely like, go for that biter. Not quite right now, but we're getting there. I think's probably going in the trash can. Don't really see a need for it. And yeah, we're gonna have Sparks Magic soon. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good setup. Gonna be able to reclaim Sparks with that Scavenger. Still gonna have this nice like Bug Biter hand. I want a gate. Did I like lose a gate to something? No. I've only been a slow game. I've only lost 3 cards. I've been holding 3 cards every turn. Yeah, I can't be that mad. I don't know if I wanted to move this rider here. That sort of like bunches me up a little bit. I might play a Rentrat out of hand to cycle a bit more. Um, we will have to see how we feel. There's also like some sort of play like this, where we just like put a rider in their face. Okay, that's interesting. You want a biter right there? If I had a detonate, I would totally take you up on that. But I don't, so I'm not gonna. Maybe we don't need to cycle the rat since we're already cycling 3 cards of this hand. Um, but like we kind of might as well cycle the rat. Nah, let's hold it. Rats, they're useful. Like rats are. I think once I like recognize that the useful units in this deck are the biters and the rats, those are the units that you're sort of playing all of. I think that's when things started to shift for me. Um, yep. Okay, and then we're gonna be at 6. That'll be good. Um, I guess we'll beat up this gate a little bit as well. Oof, thank goodness. That would have sucked. Um, Grab Uncle Sparks. Yes, I mean, I'd feel like an idiot right now if I had been holding Uncle Sparks this whole time. That's why I discarded him. So this feels like, well, surely you're gonna get at least one scavenger game. It feels like scavengers are like honestly like less about value than about um like getting the cards you want at the time you want. Because a 1 mana 3/2 is good. I mean, a 1 mana 3/2 is like average stats. But you're paying for below average health. Like you're paying a set like true 3 magic for 2 health, which is bad. Like 1 for 1 is the average, 1 magic for 1 health. But you have above average attack, so that's good. But then You do get one magic every time it attacks. So okay, like that definitely is value. Like even if you do it once, you're essentially paying two magic for a 3/2. Like two true magic, so it's kind of just like a zero cost unit. Kind of just like a zero magic 2/3 if it dies immediately, which like it always is going to. Um yeah, it's pretty good. They got values. The sand goblins have value tools. Yeah, we have sparks, so we have our dream over here, but I mean, we don't have anything to reclaim with spark, so we don't have anything to top wrench in our pile whatsoever. But we'll get there. Versatile over there. Yeah, makes sense. If Fox is gonna kill that scavenger, then why even bother with the bandit? Knifer to kill the wrench rat. Interesting. Kind of exposes itself quite a bit in order to do that. It feels like we should start running some biters over to Vlox to like say hi. Um, did I kill my own biter? I don't think I'd really want to do that. But I could do like biter, wrench, wrench rat, equip, biter, turret, and then like Uncle Sparks over here would then kill. Well, it's just a mess. Would then kill um the biter in front of Vlox. So that would give us one, two, three to three, probably average 4 damage over there. It's decent. I think I just like the idea of kind of trapping blocks. How many moves can I afford to do? Could I do like one, two? Yeah, see, I can't afford that much. Doing the bug biter runs me out of stock a little bit. I could do Krusk. I could do Krusk here and put a rider there. Get some use out of that rider. Maybe that's good, honestly. And then do a scavenger here. And then, man, I really want to like get a wrench rat and a biter on blocks right now, but maybe I can't quite afford it. Um, maybe I would need to just go. Um, and I guess we're holding sparks since we're not using him this turn. I want to occupy this spot, so we're gonna have to just go with putting, I guess, a rat here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll do that. And we'll keep holding the turret. So we could, and part of the reason I want to do the biter play is like since we have sparks, we can just like throw away this turret, and it's kind of fine. I guess it kind of sucks that scavenger misses, but it doesn't even suck that much. It's fine. Um, yeah, this is good, and we're not real like. What are the odds Krusk is dead? Like non-zero, but fine, right? Like we're totally fine. Um, did I telegraph that I have the biter by dropping it right there? Cycle my hand. Um, I don't know. That could create problems for us. Because maybe we want to spawn something else there. But I think this is fine enough. Maybe I should have put the biter like back here, adjacent to cross. That actually probably was it. Biter back there. I mean, but then we're committing a lot of moves to it. Okay, that was lucky. Awesome. Um, grab this sniper. Yeah, baby. Okay, sweet. Grab that. That's all we can do, and it looks good. And so yeah, we've managed to like lock down their gate positions over here pretty nicely. Still haven't really committed that much this board. Finally got that rider out. Turn one. Yeah, feels all right. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how you respond to this. Seems like we've set up the board kind of nicely and like taken advantage of your gate placement quite a bit. If I had to think of like um exactly how to, oh, I'm seeing maybe Cherez did respond. There was an order mistake in a previous thing. Um, I see. It was just in a different chat. If I was thinking about like, yeah, how to respond here, I don't know. It's kind of tricky because you've sort of got to advance. I think you need like a smoke bomb turn. Because I'm sort of forcing you to advance. I mean, maybe you like sit back and shoot your own gate or something. It feels like cloaks sort of have to advance into this hellhole over here. Uh, you don't really want to. I have to see. Yeah, that makes sense. Like a double stack over there, so I can't really punish it. Man, I really wish I had detonate. Detonate would be really sweet right now. Sad. Might be time for like Sparks to just come down on this back and just start sniping down that row. Seems pretty good. Could honestly imagine a top or Eider going over there. Burn hot. I don't usually use burn hots, but okay, Vox has moved to safety, so never mind. The detonate wouldn't have been helpful. Okay, so I was gonna put Sparks back here as far back as possible. We could put Sparks here, and then we got a shot at killing both if we get lucky. Or like say the rider misses that machinist. Well, if we get lucky on this one, then the turret can kill the one behind it. Sparks is a bit more exposed, but still gotta bring a unit out here to counterattack, so probably fine. Okay, do we want to think about the rest of our life? Can we please draw a gate? Like, please and thank you. What is this? Just all that just sitting there. Okay, well we'll get it eventually. I'm sure we'll burn hot the fucking detonate right now. Sure, that's about what's gonna happen. Um, yeah, we're only using one move right now, so do I want to use these other moves to set something up? Um, Answer is probably not. Like I can just move Krusk back here. and move this rider like here, into a position where we're less exposed. Probably good. Take it. Yeah, seems good. And we do have 7, so we can't afford sparks. You burn my detonate, I swear to goodness. Thruster. That's fine. Oh no, we have sparks. Oh, awesome. We can put the thruster on sparks this turn. Or we could put it on our gate. Which do we want more? Interesting. Um, we could do another burn hot to get another rider there. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Do you think gate over here is maybe better for us at this point? Um, I could also just sparks to here and the rider runs like over there or something. And then we can push the gate up. Because gate going up seems good. I mean, it can also be sparks. Well, why don't we just put it on sparks? I think we're making this harder than it needs to be. Like turret on sparks right now, or thruster on sparks just means sparks is not exposed at all, which is just really nice. And that's just a really solid position. Um, and then yeah, we'll top wrench for that thruster. Awesome. Hey, we got another turret. Okay, well, we'll use that later. Okay, and hopefully we'll be able to kill some stuff. So let's start with that. And maybe we wanted to burn hot to like guarantee that kill. We'll see though. Yeah, we should, because we got that. Should be able to kill all this stuff. We'll have to see. Awesome. Okay. Well, that all but guarantees it. Gunner. Nope. Okay. Might have spoken too soon. Please kill it. There we go. All right. And we can thrust back to safety. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll hold these two. It's good. Oh, I guess. Do I want to attack this gate? I don't know if I do. Oh, I can't. I'm out of attacks. Okay. No more thinking for me. Yep, and we can grab that turret. It's funny that we have to top wrench discard another upgrade to get the upgrade that we actually want, but grab that turret. I don't really know what we're using that turret for. I think just leave it in hand until we get detonate. So I gotta be maybe careful using top wrenches superfluously when 2 out of my 13 cards are detonates that like are gonna be really powerful. I feel like I've tapped into another level of sand goblins here of like hanging back and setting up and whatnot. Like I see the power in the biters and the rats and how we sort of just want to set up for our mosquito bites all game. It seems cool. Infuriating life experiences. Well, mostly when it matters when you're like trying to stream. Like, if it's breaking up while you're trying to watch TV, it's like, well, okay, I'm annoyed, but whatever. Okay, but we're back. Uh, and watch this turn real quick on my phone. Yeah, it looks like got beat up a little bit. Yeah, and sort of regretting this rider here because that means we can't put a biter here, grab that spot again. Honestly, it's fine. We don't really need to. We probably just expose as little as possible this turn. We could maybe we attack Krusk, build rider here, and after attacking Krusk, head back. That seems pretty good. No complaints about that. Maybe if I had a rider, maybe I would like mortar it or something. I could top wrench to try to get a turret upgrade on this guy, but probably fine. What the heck? That's really funny. Well, sometimes the game thinks something. This is pretty much the definition of a skill issue right now. Like, you guys can't move 4 spaces with Krusk. Like, try harder, idiot. There we go. Sometimes it's just got visual. What is going on? Stop breaking. Everything is breaking. Uh, want to live a happy life over here. I don't really want to reclaim a turret just to put it on a rider that's gonna die, especially when I have detonates coming up. I think I'm a little bit too scared to do that. I'm gonna wait till I've got my detonates in hand and whatnot. Especially since like hand is looking so good in the future. Yeah. So let's just attack. All right, kind of garbage. But we're gonna hit 2 damage on this gunner. Okay, we'll take one. Um, Attack Sinsen a little bit, get her to 2 health, and then she'll go back to the back row and never be seen again. That's the way of it. And yeah, head over here. Do I want to like discard the mortar? Like, am I gonna get any use out of this? I mean, I could have built it this turn, but I didn't really see a use for it. Whatever, we'll hold it. An upgrade. Upgrades are good. That's how my mind works. Where are gates too? Like, what is going on? This is this is all in our deck right now. Yeah, I'm just kind of scared to top range because I just don't want to lose any of these cards. These are all very valuable right now. Like I can lose a scavenger. I'm fine with that. I don't really want to lose any of these other cards though. Reconnection successful. Huh. This sounds like this is a great stream right now. Um, well, feel like that sometimes. Play Cherez up, take a turn. Um, I'm just gonna. Sorry, it's a bit of a technical stream at this point. And see now it's fine. Sometimes it's just going down. Alright, well, I'm gonna do my best not to talk about it. uh and hopefully we stay connected. This is a real fun game. I'm having right here. Yeah, now we can now we can grab this spot with a biter if we want to. So they're gonna have to stay clear. Could we not have grabbed it with a biter like that? Wait, oh no, Spark started there. That turn. Yeah, okay, makes sense. We really want another gate. What's going on here? I always just struggle to like make use of out of shadows, and seems like Cherez has figured it out. Okay, yeah. Okay. We're going at Krusk? No, we're going at we're assassinating Sparks. I'm guessing we gotta yeah. And then we can get back here. Dagger can attack back there. Interesting, that attack. I don't know if you have enough attacks to kill Sparks, then you do that attack. Um yeah, it's gonna be exactly 8 dice on Sparks. We'll have to see. Yeah, that's not quite gonna do it. Are we just doing this to get Simpson out? Fox is very exposed though. uh yeah. We oh that was a versatile attack with the Machinist. Okay, now so we still have 7 dice on Sparks. So we might be getting lucky and Sparks might be living. We will just have to see. That's what you needed. Uh, out of 7 dice, Sparks probably lives. Yep, we're chilling. Um, Now we can probably get Dagger down for the count. Do we want to like mortar our own Sparks? Probably not. Probably where we draw the line. It's a shame we can't build riders, actually. Kind of want to do that. Are we gonna need to be able to mortar our own sparks in order to like kill things here? We might. I'm sure we're gonna lose detonates exclusively, but that might be the price we pay. Um, yeah. I mean, so why don't we just move over here? And do we want to use the thruster? That's fine. If we kill the dagger, Fox is pretty trapped. um, right? Yeah. So I think I like the mortar. I think I like to mortar um Uncle Sparks right now. Because otherwise I don't know if we can do this. Do we top wrench with Sparks to grab the other gunner? I think we might at this point too. We're just gonna lose all of our detonates, but that's fine. Um, yeah, let's grab it. Okay, well, we lost the thruster. That sucks. I wanted that to be on the gate. That's fine. But we really, if we kill the dagger here, we're in a really good spot. That's what we're going for. So let's see it. We're just gonna assume we're fine on this left side. Gonna assume that Machinus isn't gonna like solo us over here. Okay. Let's get the first gunner. First gunner does nothing. All right. It'd be nice not to have to use mortar, honestly. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, rip. Um, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, that sucks. And hopefully we're not dead next turn. Let's just get some dice on blocks then. Explosive Shell isn't going to be doing us any favors right now. And hopefully we're chilling. Can discard this rider since we can't play it. Okay, and all we lost that turn. Next card was Silts, would have lost Silts. And now we get 2 detonates after we just played all of our things. But I mean that's good on them. They Cherez put us in our position where we're not able to like hold our hand anymore. We sort of just gotta vomit it. Hopes that we don't lose. Oilers we might lose. I don't really see more than like 8 dice on Crest. I don't see how you do more than just the dagger suite of dagger sense and blocks on Kresk right now. And if you do that, like Fox is probably dead. So this is probably looking at a tough turn over here. Um, Maybe we can reclaim Sparks with Scavenger. Um, yeah, everything has not worked out. We had 6 range dice, 1 direct damage, and 4 hits on specials on 6 health, and we couldn't do it. I mean, that's fair. Like, it's honestly because with 6 range dice, you're expecting like a 4 or 5, and then the gunners can both miss, and so yeah, like the dagger probably lives there like at least 40% of the time. So it happens. Well, now our stream appears to be flawless. Still mad about it. we'll see. Yeah, so Vox is since Dagger's alive. I'm guessing there's going to be a retreat to the late game here. Yeah, Vox can swap for Bandit. Dagger can swap for Sinsin. After attacking, Sinsin can use Infiltrate. So it's a pretty nice turn they have lined up. Despite how, like, honestly, I wish I had put more damage in blocks that turn. Though I mean, I couldn't have predicted that I'd miss so badly on Spark on Dagger. What happens? But this we might be in a tough spot now. Oof, and then you burst of speed. You gotta. Oh, you're being versatile. You're greedy. I do not have the punish for it. Not in the slightest. Unless like that biter survives by some twist of fate. And that red trap. I'm gonna need you to miss everything for the rest of this turn. Okay. Skill issue. This is fine. I mean, I'm glad I still have another thruster. Nope, I don't. Without a thruster on like my gate or Krusk, it's gonna be tough to take a late game here. Um, they were able to sort of advance in a way, like we were just sort of chilling, and then they advanced. Yeah, the turn that they advanced is very solid. Put us in a very tough spot from like totally fine. You have to watch it again at the end of the game to just like know what to predict. Screw it, let's watch it now. Yeah, so like I mean, you feel safe here, like right? You feel like Krusk is, you feel like Sparks is like mostly safe at this point, right? And then you get all the way. Then it's just it's one moto boots with blocks, and now you're all the way back there. Um, okay. Uh, I missed things. Okay, let's just watch the whole thing again. Um, yeah, so all it took is one moto boots with blocks, with Sinsen close by, to send us running for the hills. Yeah, now Block is exposed, but somehow he knows that we don't have the punish anymore. Probably because we just dropped two biters on the board. Probably was an indication of such. Um, yeah, we equip the mortar on Krusk to no avail whatsoever. Yep, good Sinsen. Good Sinsen play for sure. Vox is somehow all the way back there because the gunner. Everything looks a little bit rough right now, but we will plow through. Do I want? I was gonna think of scavenging the Machinist, but maybe we don't. Maybe we just scavenge the Gunner. I'm not sure what this biter does. It probably just sits there and dies. We finally have our other gate. A little bit too late. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Wanted that a little bit earlier. I wonder where it goes. Does it go here or here? Um, we only have one more red trap, so it's like I don't even know what we're equipping it for at that point. Maybe we put the other gate like here or something. Um, yeah, we got one more rat, one more biter. I mean, we can still take advantage of that. And we have detonate. So like, maybe I shouldn't be too hard on myself too soon. The gate over here isn't a bad thing. That's kind of nice. Maybe we'll go with that. Oh, and we have a gunner on Krusk, so we're kind of chilling. We'll see. Um, I don't know what I'm going to reclaim with the scavenger. Anything that pops out? Like It definitely could be Uncle Sparks. I don't really know if we're gonna be able to get any crazy silts plays, so maybe I prefer just to have Sparks back. We'll have to see. Well, let's see if we get this kill first. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. Gunner. Okay, that is what we're looking for. Gunner's fun. Fun ability. Scavenge. And what do we grab? Do we grab Sparks? Do we grab a biter? Like, I don't really know what we're playing Sparks for. Like, if we're able to get Sparks out again, then we can get a rider. Or then we can get a thruster. Then we can get a thruster on Krusk, and that it would help us immensely. But like honestly, what are we doing? And we have another scavenger. Okay, so we can like play to that game plan later. Now let's just grab a biter. No, it's not exactly the pinnacle of anything, but no, it's fine. That's fine. Um, yeah, we'll just hold this. I don't really know what we're holding those detonates for. We sort of have lost. We've sort of lost all of the resources that would like help us, like that would make these detonates useful. When we vomited our hand to try to trap blocks. But we'll have to see. And it's funny, blocks didn't even get out. I was trying to kill the dagger because it was like, well, that Vlox is trapped. But Vlox was able to get out fine just with a versatile motor boots and a gunner. It was a cool play. Yep, scavenger in front of Machinist, maybe not the best idea in retrospect. No, that's fine. I mean, it's bound to happen. Um, yeah, it feels like maybe we need to start. Oh my goodness, everything's going wrong technically on this stream. It's really something. One second. Okay, sweet. I wish I'd. Okay, well, one second. Sorry, I'm gonna pull something up. All right, I'll have to see. Yeah, see what's up over here. You're the gunner instead of the machinist. Um, Machinist's doing God knows what over there. Might be eating up a moto booth and a hand cannon. Possible. Yep, that seems solid. Well, what, are you attacking the biter? What is you're attacking the scavenger? What's the plan here? Because then if you're copying gang up, then you're attacking the scavenger. So what's the gunner attacking? Oh, you're attacking the rider? Gunner goes first, then you attack the rider. Okay, yeah, yeah. I see it. You gonna pop a moto boots on that bandit? I guess we're hoping that Silts is gonna pop off. I think we're gonna be disappointed. Might need to like use a scavenger to reclaim a rider. It's not looking too hot this game. I won't even lie. It's looking like we're gonna like I need to change gears somehow. I need to get sparks back. Maybe I should discard and detonate, honestly. Because I don't really know what it's like. Ideally, like it's too late to build up super gate. We sort of missed our mark on that. Yeah, that gate's pretty threatening. um, yeah, I'm just not sure what our out is here. And it's funny because like if you don't know what's in my handed deck, you wouldn't even be worried. But just knowing that I'm kind of dead on everything, um, well, like maybe I'm not. I mean, I still got a rider, I still got a biter, I still got scavengers, still at least one wrench rat. We'll just have to see. Hmm. I mean, I'm just tempted to like kill that gunner again with another scavenger. It feels like we're going in loops, but then do we like discard a detonate and reclaim like sparks or something? Discard sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Discard like a detonate and silt. Yeah, I mean it's all right. I mean we reclaim this biter, but like goodness knows why. Um feels like we need this thruster. That's yeah, that's not what we're doing. Okay, if we do all this, we're gonna go up to three. Okay, so we could, and if we discard silt, we could be at five magic. We wouldn't really want to be, but we could reclaim sparks at least, and just have sparks in hand. I could still see some value out of these detonates. Okay, we did just play our biter. No, but we have another biter, so maybe we can get value out of these detonates. We'll just have to see. Yeah, this place seems good enough, just holding our ground for a little bit. Yeah, that rider is a sitting duck. That's fine. I mean, I don't love that gate spot open, obviously, but like, what are you supposed to do? All right, that's our last. I think we're gonna like assume that maybe we have a value game here or something. We're just gonna grab sparks. I don't even think we're gonna discard to be able to play him. And I also don't even think we're gonna discard to be able to play silts. I think we're playing a very slow burn. Thinking that maybe this is gonna go to a late game where I'm gonna be able to play both of them. Maybe that's how we take this. Um, I don't think I'm ever breaking that gate over there. I might as well just attack this. Oh, it's funny. You can see part of the biter's leg in that one. Okay, let's take that. So we could have discarded for Sparks Magic, and what a like god awful hand. Probably should have. Think about that. Yeah, and actually thinking about it, if we want to get the turret, which is our plan, we're gonna have to. Well, maybe we can still get to cross Sparks Magic this next turn. So our plan is we want to be able to top wrench for sorry for a thruster. That's gonna be hard with two cards in deck. Um, but I might be able to swing it. Especially discard mortar. Like if they have a really bad turn right now. Like we need to be able to get a magic without playing any unit. Oh goodness, I'm screwed. Yeah, it's so funny. It was just that one out of Shadow's turn, and then like everything sort of turned out bad. Like very effective like push into enemy territory at a time where it just like screwed up the flow of like how I was managing my cards and whatnot. It looks like all my units are gonna be dead. Ooh, this isn't good. Maybe I should have detonated my 10 health gate last turn. I think this turn we discard a mortar and a detonate if I can't get any kills. Oh, we might be able to kill that sniper actually. Um, yeah, I mean we're just playing for like a weird sort of late game at this point. I was hoping that one would live. Thank you very much. But Chris can probably deal with that on own. Just need a bit of luck. With a bit of luck. Um, Not gonna mortar, especially since we need that magic. Okay, so we will maybe have to discard a detonate, but it'll be fine. I mean, sparks and having another thruster could like do it for us. It'd be pretty sweet. Wow, I'm at 13 minutes. Well, probably that's because the time. Okay, we do have like on board. We have one, two, three damage on Vlox. Not quite enough, so we're just gonna chill. But please kill this. I would very much like to kill this. Yes. Kraskus is my god. Okay. Do I hold both detonates then? Discard this, play real slow, hold both detonates, play both detonates. Could I have detonated sparks? No, I didn't have my detonates yet because I drew them all in a second. Yeah, okay. I'm good with this. And we still have sparks. We can top wrench. Oof, we don't want to hit the biter with the top wrench. That'd be a risk we have to take. And if it screws up, well, I mean, because we're hoping to get some value out of like detonate and biter, with the extra rat that we have in hand right now, but it might not be in the cards. We'll have to see. And I don't even know like if they start crowding me, like the thruster is not even going to be that useful. The thought is that we could use thruster to be able to compete in this end game. Have we used both out of shadows? We have. Okay, so we're in somewhat of a clear. As clear gets when playing against cloaks, I suppose. We've somehow managed to eke out an endgame strategy here because we're gonna have Sparks and Krusk to just like sort of snipe at things, and we're gonna have a thruster for a while, and then at some point we're gonna have silts, like, and so we're gonna be able to build up till silts. Like, we have the cards in our deck. Like we can another we have the gas to support another five kills. So like if ever we were to eke out an end game, is that just BM? Yeah, fuck you. No. If ever there was going to be an end game, I guess it would be, yeah, like if ever we were going to be able to recover from that situation. It's funny just how much I'm talking about, like how quickly it just changed to like, oh, I'm behind, I need to recover from just like feeling so good to feeling so trashed on after just one good out of shadows turn. Like probably, I kind of want to look back and see if I could have responded to it better. Um, like I don't know, maybe by focusing blocks instead of the dagger or something, or killing the machinists. I don't know. It just felt like they got in my grill and I could not punish them for some reason, even though it felt like I should have been able to. Looks pretty good. Unfortunately, we don't have the like ability to use silts to kill blocks right now, but like just hang on, just you wait. Might need to put a thruster on Sparks instead of Krusk. No, I probably want to put it on Krusk. We'll have to see. We'll just have to see. Yeah, we could. We can move Krusk here. We can build Sparks and then attack, attack, and then just push back. All gonna be our play. We take that for sure. Gonna feel no guilt over that one. Okay, and we just pray we don't lose the biter. I think is the strat right now. Yeah, good, good. And yep, we got a thruster in there. Got both thrusters in there. It's called thrust upgrade, not thruster. No, weird. Please. Yes, I saw the first thing I saw was a biter, and so I was very worried. Awesome. Okay, so we still got our biter here. We're big chillin'. Got the thruster on Krusk. I'm not even like really thinking about how to play around it because just like I don't see any other play than this. Um, got a lot of things I can do right now. Gotta make sure I don't press the wrong button. Alright, we can still kill that. A little bit of luck. If you accidentally press mortar, you can't go back. Explosive shell. I honestly feel like there maybe should be like a. I mean, I don't think I've ever done it, but that's because I'm like extra careful because I know really scary. But it's just like I mean I never accidentally passed a magic phase until I did, and then as soon as I did, I was really annoyed, and I messaged Joe immediately. Yeah, this is the best we got. I mean, and without Out of Shadows, we're maybe not dead. Sucks we didn't kill that gunner. Gonna need like every bit of help we can get here, but I really like. I mean, two detonates and silts. Like somehow we have the gas for endgame if we need it. They're down to 5 cards. I'm gonna be very proud of myself if I recover this. It sounds a bit egotistical, but you know, it'd be. I guess I'd be proud of Krusk. Let's put it that way. Like I'd be happy to see like a spot that I felt like was like, oh, geez, this does not feel like it's winnable. To at least make it close. We will see whether or not we're like immediately dead to something. What did we grab there? Grab versatile. All right. Moto boots on the gunner. Are we going at Krusk this turn? Are we going at Sparks? What are we going at? What's the plan? What's the game plan? Um, I don't get it. Yeah. Oh, it's the dagger can come in. Oh, and if you go all the way back, no, you can't quite. Just gonna have to see. Gonna have to get there when we get there. I see. Okay, okay. Yeah. So now we can swap in with blocks. No. What? Okay. And then like the only way this play makes sense is if we're swapping in for dagger, but I don't quite see it. Okay, we can get some damage on blocks with these fighter and detonate. We might have bigger fish to fry though. The names of the dagger. Um, yeah, I've been in safer positions for sure. But hey, I've been in worse too. And so like with moto boots, Vox can get here. So if we can get, that's awful. Oh, we're fucked. Um, but we could still kill it with a lucky gunner. We can kill it. Okay, that's gonna be a really tough decision. Um, huh. We can sparks for something else too. We can get gunner on sparks. Um, Cherez says need to get better at time management. It happens. Don't worry about it. When I my first live game on a stream took me down to less than a minute. Yeah, you get used to it. Okay, like what if we put sparks over here? Put sparks over here. Um, because I just don't want to leave Krusk within this. Seems like bad news bears. Um, I mean, I don't like putting Krusk in that much danger either. Well, why not just put Krusk here? I mean, no reason not to. I mean, that's just as exposed. I mean, I guess that requires that we get the gunner shot or we lose. I guess is the problem with that. Um, so fine, maybe not. But we still got this. Oh wait, we know we don't have the biter play. That's not our gate. Oopsie daisy. We're screwed. Okay. Uh, come on. Surely, yeah, I can do it with a right. Surely there's some way to swing this. Um, okay, I don't love it. It requires me to end up here. No, I can still. Okay, this requires that we get the thing, otherwise we lose. But the thing is so good. Um, if we get the thing, we're like big chilling. Oh, and I could no, I can't thrust. I've already used thrust. Ooh, it's really tight. um, yeah, if we don't get it, we just lose the game. But let's go for it. It's been fun. We can. It'll be fine. It'll be good. Don't even worry about it. Oh, I can grab a mortar. No, I can't grab a mortar. Because we're out of mortar targets. Oh, you know, Crust could have just mortared instead of this. Though this will be good as long as we get it. Please, come on, please. Nope, and that's probably game. All right, well, it was worth a shot. And so yeah, I mean, if you're really analyzing, it's like I feel like we're actually doing maybe okay right now, but like I've very often been wrong about that and think I'm more ahead than I am. So, but yeah, that'll be that. And unfortunately, we've already used the thruster, so all it's gonna take is put everything we got against Krusk right now. Though maybe it's not enough. Maybe we'll get lucky here. And if we did, if we got lucky, have to get really lucky. I think we'd be in a good spot to kill blocks next turn if he had to sneak in. But he does not, and that's a very good game. That's very fun. GG's for sure. Cherez says GG's. Thanks for coming in that one. That was hot and that was very tight. Goodness, I wonder is there any was there any better turn for me to take there? Didn't involve taking such a risk. I really just don't see it. Um, oh no, could we have just gone here? One, two, three. No, because then this Uncle Sparks isn't able to get there. Uh, hard. It's hard because yeah, because I really just want that chance to kill. I mean, if we don't go for the chance to kill, we can just put Sparks there. Um, and it's totally fine, honestly. Like Sparks taking a turn of damage from the dagger. We might still be able to win that late game. So maybe that was just a bit too greedy to go for that gunner shot. Felt like we had to go for it though. I mean, you really have to assess how far ahead or behind we are. And I think we got the hand. Like we have a really we got like the best possible like five cards in our hand for this end game, but it's gonna be tight and they still got two more cards and they still have some pretty beefy units on the board. So yeah, it would just be tight. We'd have to see. Very close game, very fun. Big fan of that. Um GG's. Thanks for the games. Those were a lot of fun. I felt really tight. Fun games for sure. Yeah, that ending was crazy. I'm debating with myself like whether or not I should have gone for a less risky play because I knew if the gunner missed at the end there, we were dead, and I could have just like blocked you with dagger. Like so let's say you had seen some sort of play like this that last turn where like uh I just took sparks to block dagger, and then I kill the gunner with a thruster with Krusk, and then thrust back up to safety. Like it feels really tight. Like I don't know who. Like normally, I mean, no, I mean, I'd say you're way ahead on board, but then like I've got some pretty good. I got a pretty good hand to like just deal with stuff because I can build up to five magic, and then I got silt. So like somehow I managed to scrape by this endgame hand. I feel like it would have come down if I hadn't gone for that, I feel like it still would have been close, though I'm often wrong about things like that, and I either lose terribly or win terribly. Yeah, what are you thinking in that end game there? Like, who are you feeling is ahead? What's your plan? What are you trying to avoid? How do you approach something like this? I think it was ahead just because Bandit has boots on, but you had shots. I think you went for the right play. Yeah, I felt like I had to go for it because I was likely to get it and probably a bit behind. What were your last two cards there? Yeah, Bandit with the boots and whatnot. Um yeah, so in this end game, like the game really shifted in my mind. Like I felt like I was like doing pretty good and I like locking you down and sort of like setting up for this brutal Krusk end game. But right here, where I just go from chilling in the back, sniper and gunner, I think. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean those are good cards to have there. I just go from chilling in the back here, to this. That was the turn. And like and looking at that's the sort of thing I'd be really afraid to ever do as cloaks because it's just like look at how exposed you are. It's kind of terrifying. But I just did not have the cards to deal with dagger. And I wonder if I should do something because I kind of just vomited my hand and then was looking at it like, crap, I don't have any more wrench. I don't have any more wrench rats and biters. So like suddenly my end game, my plan feels like nothing. Like my plan of just like super gating to victory and just getting like putt shots with sparks, like everything seemed to turn on this turn. And then my response to it, not failing to kill the dagger, which is a little bit unlucky, but not even that unlucky. Like I didn't really have great dice on dagger. Um, and then just looking at the rest of my deck, like, oh, this is crap. um, and I vomited my hand to try to trap you, to thinking like if I kill the dagger, Vox is trapped. But you weren't even trapped. You were able to. You got out without using Sly. You just used versatile and burst of speed and a gunner, and you were totally out of there. I can get on voice chat for like 5 minutes if you want a hard type. Yeah, okay. So I've never tried running voice chat on stream, but you want to just get in a Discord call, uh, and see how that works. I don't. Yeah, we can. Well, let's try. I've had mixed feelings about Discord when it works or not, and if it doesn't work, we'll just stop. uh, okay, sweet. I'll give you a call because it should all work with OBS. And if anyone else is in chat, and it's like it sounds awful, but things are just going in. Hopefully, my voice comes in over here. Hey, how's it going? That was really fun. This matchup is really getting me excited for these decks again.
But they only have like limited damage potential. That's why I went for that Vox play, was because I thought it was, unless you got like really lucky, I thought there was uh, not too much chance that you would kill Vox that turn. Or also because like dagger, like you'd have to split your attention between Vox and dagger, and then you got really unlucky on dagger. I remember that turn.
Yeah,
Um,
really, but really unlucky means like six range dice and two gunners. So like, it wasn't even that good of dice. Yeah, I was super impressed that turn with like because it felt like exactly that. It felt like you called it. You called like you don't have the hand. You don't have the burst potential to punish this, and you totally caught me off guard. And I just like panicked and vomited my hand to try to respond, and that just like really set me back for the rest of the game. Yeah, I felt like you really just like caught the perfect moment and took advantage of it. That was really that's really crazy.
no, thanks, dude. I think you played really well. I think the beginning, especially the Sparks cross plays when you had all those I need to bring up the game so I can remember the moments
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Uh, the the Sparks Crust plays. Yeah, we're. I mean, it started. I guess we played two games now, so it's. I'm trying to just like. I'm thinking to just try to like get mosquito bites here and there, and just get chip damage and not expose that much. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I'm wondering for these matchups also, like whoever pushes first always seems to have a little like uh um Sangomlings have like a lot of tools. Same thing with cloaks if someone pushes into them. Um
Exactly, exactly.
and so it becomes hard. So like last game I pushed into you, this game you pushed into me first, and it did feel
Yeah,
uh
that's
easier. Like yeah, sorry, go
that's funny. No. I really like that idea.
on. Like I felt like my plays required at least earlier before I start. Like when you push, I think sometimes you have to think more because you're like, is my summoner exposed more? Versus like you have easy usually because people are near your gates, or sometimes it's easier to come up with plays if someone's pushing into you, or there's only one solution not to kill your summoner, or um,
Yeah, Yeah, and that makes sense with a lot of like what I see with these factions that are able to play the keep away game of just you're sort of waiting to respond or just limiting how many resources you had. And when I was thinking like I think it's turn 6, turn 5, like it's turn 5. Wait, well it's turn 4 where you place the gate, but when I click on turn 5 and turn 6, that's where you have these gates on board, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to commit that much, but I'm just going to occupy these forward gates because that's just going to make it tough for you. And at that point, I was feeling really confident about the game. Um, just like occupying these forward gates, and it's like, well, now in order for you to even get your attacks, you're going to have to come down these two lines. I have a big advantage there. It felt like, that's interesting to think about that as a push. That yeah, ultimately, okay. So now I'm clicking forward to turn 7, turn 8, and yeah, like in order to hold that, I'm committing to the board more, and then I'm committing sparks, and then at some point you just come in and are able to punish that. Yeah, that's interesting to think about it that way. As even me just like grabbing those forward gates, I ended up having to commit resources to hold them and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's yeah. I'm trying to think what's the turn because I still felt like super nervous when I was doing the dagger play. I still thought you were ahead after that. But
That's
I
funny.
think
Yeah.
uh, hmm, I think so. Which turn is this? Uh, Turn 8, I think, is the one.
Okay.
Um, that one I think was I started feeling a little bit more comfortable just because I knew that uh, you would have to move your summoner to me, and also you have to prevent your summoner from being in the points. And
Yeah.
because sand goblins outside of rioters don't really have that much hit points, so
Yeah.
you'd have to commit a bunch um, to yeah. Sorry, I'm having a hard time communicating my
No,
thoughts.
no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. And then how did you feel when that next turn I get rid of both those
Both of them.
machinists? Are you still? I mean, I guess we. Yeah. I guess okay. No, it's not the turn right after that that you make the push. Are you still feeling like? Are you still happy that you forced me to commit those resources? Are you like crap? Both of my machinists die. What were you thinking?
Um, so of course I'm a little bit scared that both my mechanists die.
Yeah.
Um, that said, if you, I'm not sure if you can see my hand at that time, but I sort of only could go for the play which I went for. Like I just had a gunner and two shadows, and then Simpson and dagger. So I was sort of forced into that play, which was still a fine play, but um, I guess it was not. I guess the good thing about it was that I didn't have to think too much about it. So I think I was sort of like forced into that play. So it makes it less scary to go for that play because you realize that's the only play you can actually go for.
Yeah,
um,
sometimes it just happens like that. It's just like it's just one play with these cards.
yep. Okay, cool.
Uh, yeah, that's fun. I mean, so something we didn't like get into was sort of the late game, like, and so it says something that I was like saying on the stream, like as soon as you sort of took that, as soon as you took that dagger out of Shadow's play, like my deck felt like garbage. Okay, I can't. It won't actually display my deck in the replays, but like it felt like I played most of my biters and um my wrench rats, and I feel like I'm seeing more and more with this deck that like that is the meat of the deck, and once those are gone, it's like crap. What is my plan now? And then I drew both detonates at once, and it was like, well, I
Mm,
don't have any biters or wrench rats left, and so I ended up like kind of pivoting to like I'm gonna hold silts and try to get enough magic to play sparks just to get a thruster because I've lost both
yeah.
my thrusters, just so I can have some sort of end game with like sparks and a thruster, and then maybe build the silts again or something.
Mm-mm.
Uh, yeah, what were you thinking going into like the latter half of that game?
So I think if I was playing, so I think at the end game, sort of like you said. So I think what I've noticed with like other players who are like, for example, Prophet, who's like really good at Sand Goblins, he always tries to keep like a scavenger like in his last hand, or at least like protect the scavenger. Like some
Really
like
interesting.
he puts like a lot of effort into, because scavenger's like the most like, I was very happy when I realized you ran out of scavengers at the end. But I mean, you use
I
your
see.
scavengers very
Yeah.
well. Where I was always like you killed something and then you got something back. So I think that of course that's the best. But like you said, I think Sand Goblin sometimes is deceptive because you feel like, oh, I have more cards than my opponent, but then you realize a lot of your cards are, like
Crap.
bitters or exactly, or
Yeah.
uh Rex, or like so
Yeah.
um yeah, I think I think the thing which I was most curious about, I'm not sure if it's right or wrong, but it was interesting when you got back the spark for the last one. Because I know for example in the hand which you're showing currently, you have both spark and slits. And so in my experience with Sand Goblins late games, you usually have to choose one or the other. Like Sparks is amazing early game, like you did. But then I was curious when you got it back, because I feel like Sparks has a lot of health and is good, but I think late game Silts always feels better, I guess, to
Yeah.
um
Yeah, no, I tend to agree with that. I mean, it was sort of just a cute play of me like trying to find an out where I didn't see one, where like I
Mhm.
think I was, let's see, yeah, is this the turn where I reclaimed it? It was this turn. Like I wasn't seeing Silts being useful in the current board state. It kind of seems like she would just come down and die. It seemed like you were
Mhm.
like I wouldn't really be able to use her to assassinate Phlox. I didn't really have the guns. And then it's sort of, and I was sort of just like, well, maybe I'll just also hold Silts just because I can see if I discard Silts, I have like no more magic. Like everything else in my
Yep.
deck costs zero. And so it's like, well, if this actually does go to the late game, and you still have fair bits of units on board, I might actually be able to build up another five magic on top of that, just holding Silt. So so then I end up, I play Sparks kind of for the thruster to just, to be
Mhm.
like, I feel like thruster, some sort of Sparks thruster shenanigans. And then I was also able to reclaim a gunner to put on Sparks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that for the last. Wait,
I
true.
fully, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, 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 true, true. Sorry, I'm just agreeing with you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so I fully, as I did it, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna do anything. But then I feel like it kind of it worked out for me. Like I feel like I had a chance at that late game, and then that might be wrong. Like a lot of times I say I have a chance at a late game, and then like I'm just like I totally lose. But like yeah, for some reason, I didn't feel like I was gonna be able to kill blocks.
Mhm.
But it seems like, and so when we're looking at that very last turn, like let's say I had killed the dagger. Now I'm at three magic. I only need two more, so I only need to kill two more units, and then I'm being able to play Silts as well. And so like maybe we can compete at a late game at that point. I don't know. Yeah, we just would have had to see, I guess.
Yeah, I think the two detonates definitely are interesting. I wonder
Yeah.
if you I think potentially just because it's less mana, maybe if you had a rider and just use the detonates, like you could just recycle the rider over and over again, versus Sparks is hard to because it's fine. Um,
Interesting.
or that's it. I don't think, like, I'm not saying Sparks is the wrong play. Just for me, that was interesting. Like it was and there's like, if you kill Dagger this turn, if you rolled with the Gunner, like you said, it would have been a very you might even have been ahead with the two detonates in your hand. Um, but I think the hard thing is just uh, it's always hard in your last hand, at least in my experience, to have two champions in your hand with, like, with especially in the end game. Usually everyone has like very little mana.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I feel like it usually doesn't work out. This is like one of the few games where I felt like it was actually kind of shaping out. Like I feel like it normally does not.
but I think
Yeah.
maybe Silts plus two detonates and a bitter and a wrench. That's like super scary for me as Vox. That said, maybe I can kill you before. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I see. You think like scary as in me assassinating you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Especially because I have 7 health, and that's nothing for sand goblins a lot of
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Um,
I think part of the scary thing for me was like at the end there, like I wasn't even sure if I was gonna like the biter and there was a solid like two or three turns there where I just like did not have any biters or wrench rats, and I just like wasn't sure
mhm,
if I was gonna have them again. And I'm like, crap, these detonates are just dead cards without like anything
mhm,
to play them on. And so like they're the very last few cards, and so I finally like drew them. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have something to play these detonates with, and that's gonna
mhm,
work.
mhm. With the sparks, yeah, true, true. Well, I
Uh,
guess you're right here because you only sparks was a wait, never mind, never mind. I'm thinking about your last hand.
Oh, I see. Um, yeah, and so when you say you see Prophet's always like holding a scavenger till the very end, like what do you see that he's looking to scavenge, like looking to reclaim like Rust Riders to have like an end game, or like what's the play with scavengers at the end here?
So I think it usually matters the matchup and then
Yeah,
the opponent's health. Um, so like Bitter's late game can be devastating, right? Especially if you have two detonates and
yeah,
explosion could do like 3 damage a turn, right? Or like you said, there was a really cool game. I'm not sure if it was Prophet or someone else versus High Elves where they literally like they slow played it without like a mega gate. Maybe I can find the game and send it to you later.
yeah, for
But
sure.
it was just interesting how the sort of like slow poking away at the enemy, especially High Elves, which I think is probably one of the better late game factions in
Yeah,
terms of if. Um, but I remember in that game specifically, he did a really good job making it as hard as possible for the opponent to kill his scavenger rats, and always like went out of his way to either with slits or something like literally would prioritize sometimes the scavenger over slits, like
that's really funny.
swapping.
That
Um,
that's really funny. Yeah, because I normally just think of them as they're dead in a turn. You get one use out of them and they're dead. There's nothing you're doing to keep this two healthy unit alive.
yeah, I need to find the game, but yeah, it's always really fun watching people different ideas people have uh, with sand goblins, because it is like you said very versatile in terms of how to play it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's something that I feel like I'm only starting to figure out. Like it's a faction like very similar to Shadow Elves that I just like played the heck out of when they first came out and like don't even feel like I like after 30 games like don't even feel like I was getting it. Like I was still like something is wrong here because I'm like losing all the time. Um and like
Yeah, no, I feel
yeah, I
so.
feel like with the Supergate I feel like I'm sort of starting to like see like oh like yeah, well, yeah. What was your experience like starting to play with them? Because you say like you focused on them a fair bit or something, or
Yeah, so my first few games were just me like using trying to figure out the best places to use not gunner the other one the motor and you know doing the I always get scared every time which I have what's that thing called the sorry I'm just forgetting the name doo, doo, doo.
one of the unit
The 2-5
the
oh the rider.
yeah, Rust Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you burn hot, it's like I think the hard thing is like I would just use burn hot all the time. I'd use motor
Exactly.
all the time, and I'd
Yeah,
run out of cards.
exactly.
Or like you said, like the rest of your hand after all your riders are gone feels so bad sometimes. Outside
Yeah.
champions,
Yeah.
uh, and I think definitely watching other people play was would help me the most. With
Interesting.
um,
Yeah.
I think with pushing, it's hard to push with sand goblins unless you have like a mega gate. Um, so it's always like I think a thing which is always like an interesting choice for me, and I think you did the right thing. But if do you use the boost your first booster on the gate or do you use it on something else? Because it always feels really good on the gate.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think when I was starting out, I'd always use it on crust.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think usually early on, that's in my experience, that's usually a mistake. It's usually better either on the gate or on the champion who you had the end the
Sparks.
sparks. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I found. I mean, it was a solid like that's why I first started playing in person, and so it was probably at least like six or so games before I was like, wait, I can put upgrades on the 10 health gate. Or, like before it was like, wait, I can just put a thruster on this, and then it was like, oh, this seems good. Uh, yeah, so it took a while because like yeah, it seems like the first thing that you think is like, oh, the upgrades clearly go on the champion because that's what's sticking around, but really like the gate you can just like really mess with your opponent with that because like then if you like only expose your gate, they're just putting a lot of dice into something you can reclaim and detonate and whatnot. Um,
I wonder. So I think something. I wonder if it's always, for example, the turn which you went for at both Vox and Dagger in your back line. I always wonder if you had just like went all in on Vox, whether I would have been for. So I guess turn 14. It looks like. Yeah, turn 14. Was it turn 13? 13.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I see.
I wonder if that would have been how the game would have turned out that way. I guess is the best way. Like
Y-
just been like dagger's dagger,
Yeah,
get Krusk away.
yeah, yeah. I feel like that's a real. That's like the pivotal turn where it's like if I was to look back on like something I could do differently, it would probably be here. Like, yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm scared. I'm scared that Krusk is dead if I don't kill Dagger. But
Mm.
you think I mean like if I just like built a biter to the left of Krusk and whatnot, because
I
I've
don't
only
know what
seen one
your
out of shadows at this point. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So sorry, I'm just looking at your hand to see if it's different. Okay, yeah. I guess you didn't have a. Okay, okay, yeah.
I mean,
Makes more sense now.
I,
Yeah.
I could have beat well. So I mean, I went for dagger because I was like, kill dagger, that'll get rid of your tools. But yeah, like it wasn't that good of dice, and maybe I was like I sometimes have trouble. I'm sort of an overly cautious player, and so sometimes I have trouble like doing what you did, just being like, they don't have it. Like they don't
Mm.
have it. They don't have the punish. I'm gonna take a little risk here. So, like I think I was watching Magnifico's I forget what his name is in the Discord. They're handsome, I think, like playing Obsidian Dwarves in the Tournament of Champions, like against cloaks and being like so aggressive and not getting punished at all. Just like calling the
Mm-mm.
perfect moments to just like push up and be exposed and being fine. And so like yeah, maybe this was because like damage on Vox hurts a lot because Vox is like a big your big engine in this deck. So maybe I could have maybe Krusk was fine. I mean like do you know what cards you had in that following hand? Um
Yeah. So I had uh two gunners, a bandit, or three gunners and a bandit and a hand cannon. Um, so there would have been a chance, but I think it would have been unlikely for me to, because I could have. So I think mm, you could have probably protected one of your sides, right,
yeah.
with Krusk. Uh, and so I think there would be a chance for me to to uh, to win, but I think most likely, or maybe even not, I wouldn't have had a chance to win. But Krusk might have been low, but then Vox would have been really low also. Um, and
Yeah.
maybe then, because I know one of the most annoying things is playing against Sand Goblins when your summoner is like, within 3 health. Like, you just feel like
Yeah.
you're gonna lose any turn with
Yeah.
bitters and motors and
Yeah.
uh,
No, no, that is so true. Yeah, and I guess like because thinking about it, and part of this is like me not being so good at cloaks, and so like I don't know exactly what the plays are, but like if I uh, for you to do damage on Krusk, I guess the only way is like it has to be dagger into a one cost, so either a bandit or Sin Sin, and
hmm,
then swap in with Vlox. So like your only way to get three attacks would end up with Vlox being like right there, which you probably wouldn't go for because like
yeah.
if I just tanked a bunch of damage in Vlox, um, yeah. So maybe like knowing that uh you're yeah, your only way to really get a ton of damage is to end up with Block super exposed. Well, you're probably not going to go for that. So maybe
Hmm.
I can sink some damage into blocks this turn. Yeah, that's an interesting idea.
No, I don't think what you. I mean, I think there's
Yeah,
arguments for both ways.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
saying my way is the
No,
right
no,
way.
exactly, exactly. I mean, it's just fun to talk about.
Hmm.
There's always, and especially with packs like these, there's so many. Yeah, there's so many
Variations.
different plays. Especially when I'm just like looking at Shadow Elf, and it's just like I could take this turn in so many different, just drastically different directions. Especially
I think.
factions that sorry, especially
Go on.
factions that tend to like be able to move gates, that like
Mhm.
really can mess with me. Sorry, please go ahead.
No, no, 100%. I completely agree. Or if you can respawn gates like Shadow Elves or things, yeah, uh, yeah, like you said, or pick up gates and put them somewhere else. Yeah, it's always. I think the cool thing about playing these games with you is, I think in sort of similar to you, I think I do play, especially like in either ranked games or tournament games, more conservatively. So
Uh-huh.
it is cool in these games to try out, being a little bit more aggressive, going for plays I normally wouldn't go for. Um,
Yeah.
because I think sorry, go on.
No, I was just agreeing.
Because I think something which I need to learn in this game is because I think before when I'd play this game, or at least in the past like 2 months, I've been playing to like trade more effectively.
Hmm.
But I think something which I always need to keep in mind is like especially with like cloaks or sand goblins. At the end of the day, you need to win, and there are better better uh, better decks at lasting out, or maybe if you don't roll well, the trades are not as good as you want it to be, right? So you always need to always think in the back of your mind, hey, how am I going to end up winning this game, right? Whether you need to position a unit a little bit more forward than you normally would, or um, go for a little bit more risky play, right? Um, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's something I'm trying to work on.
yeah, yeah. Those are the tough moments where you sort of have to like sit yourself down and be like, okay, I'm losing. Like, how do I
Yeah,
change?
exactly.
How do I change my plan? Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's hard to do that.
Because I think sometimes like trading efficiently is not necessarily winning, and I think that's the hard thing for me to realize. Like, when is that?
No, don't say that, because that's all that I do. That's just how I play every deck. Is just trade efficiently and you'll win eventually. Don't worry about it. I mean, but that is like the be all end all of why I'm afraid of cloaks. Because like, it's just like I mean, like they can trade efficiently. They do have the tools for that. Like final form blocks and like smoke bomb are really good for that. But it feels like you need to be setting up for something. You have to be setting up for this forward position. Like I just find myself like having out of shadows in hand. And like this isn't really doing anything. Like I just want to discard this. And so like there's something I need to be building towards more than trading. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I feel that too. And when I don't really know what that is for a faction, like that's when I'm just like I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, and you
Do
just got to play more games, I guess.
you want to go over the first game quickly, and
Yeah,
then
sure. I
if you have only a little more time,
forgot
or
about
if
it.
you have.
Yeah, no. I got more time. Maybe like another 10 minutes or so or something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, and so is this your is this the first time you played a real time game, or have you done stuff
Yes,
before?
the last game especially, I was like, oh god, I have 5 minutes left.
That's really funny. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, and so like, but when I started playing this game, it was in person in college
Hmm.
with friends, and so like, I mean, and so like taking a lot faster turns and whatnot, and then like going and starting with the app for a while, that then started teaching me the opposite habits of, well, I can think about turns as long as I want, like, and if I'm not satisfied with it, I'm gonna go take a walk around the block,
Hmm.
come back to it, and so it's definitely a different game when you sometimes, I mean, you just got to do something, and it's not going to be the perfect play.
Agreed. It's like I guess other board games with time limits, right? Sometimes you just have to go for.
Yeah.
Uh,
So sometimes it's kind of liberating too, because like I could get really frustrated with just like trying to come up with a perfect play and not being satisfied with anything. Like I feel like streaming these turns and just like talking it through. It's like, well, here's an option, here's an option, here's an option. Okay, this is the best one out of that. Like it's somehow like it just I don't know. It's helpful to try to play faster. And when I played in the Gen Con tournament, okay, we can really start talking about this game, but like we played on 25-minute clocks, which was like it's just it like
that's really quick.
45 minutes I can handle. Like I'm used to it with the online. But like, oh my God, 25 minutes. Like you just the first play you see, you just got to do. Especially if like you're playing Fungal Dwarfs, which I was in one of those games. Yeah, it'll really
I
get to
can
you.
imagine. Yeah, I feel like it'd be really hard to play. Well, like like you said, fungal, like a more complex deck in 25 minutes. That sounds so hard.
It was impossible. I would never bring Fungal Dwarfs to them again. It's just rough. But yeah, so this other game. Okay, wait, let me click through it again.
So I think the
Memory.
first turn, regret it in retrospect because you got the best possible. It's like the dream, the 4 damage with the one card. Uh, Also, there's no really
Oh
reason
yeah,
to trade for the sniper. I should just
yeah.
discard the smoke bomb.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I mean, you got me to put a mortar on a unit that's just gonna die next turn. But yeah, I was happy with that.
That's always yeah. I would be super happy with that. Also, I got two. Sometimes you get too stuck in patterns, and it's hard to yeah.
Yeah,
Like I know for other factions that this is a like the sniper, the gunner sniper opener is like such a yeah. It's always a feels good.
yeah.
But
Well, that's part of what's hard about sand goblins is like it feels like you're either playing around mortar or you're playing around biter. Like I'm yet to
mm,
figure out like I feel like I usually choose to play around the biter because the biter is more dangerous, but then I'm sort of clumping my units, and so it's just hard. Like
yep, yep.
it feels like
I
sometimes there's
I know what
nothing you
you're
can
saying.
do.
I guess the good thing about Vlox is the 13 health against Sand Goblins does feel good, versus another summoner who starts out with 10, um, or
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's definitely the meat of your deck. Like, I'm guessing like taking one health off of blocked would like feel really different.
mm-mm,
Yeah, and so this game, so like clicking onto like turn 4 or 5 or something, I was feeling good because it felt like you were exposed, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna punish you, but it felt like I was gonna have it like with it. And I think that this game I destroyed Sinsin, and that was like that felt really good. That was like okay, we're pretty set for the late game with
mm-mm.
Sinsin.
Yeah, Simpson gone.
Um,
Simpson's interesting. I always wonder how much mana means for Sand Goblins, because I think your two
that's
champions,
fair.
of course, uh, but outside of your champions, like everything else is like really cheap, versus like Tundra Orcs, where they have a lot of
Yeah, yeah. I never play
expensive.
Sinsin against them.
Yeah, exactly, because they can just one shot it and then they can play whatever afterwards.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like a good player, Sand Goblins, would still take advantage of the magic, like because like Uncle Sparks dies, you can just reclaim him or something. Like you
mhm.
can it feels like you would always be able to use magic. Though I don't know. Since it's hard. Cloaks are hard in general.
Agreed.
Um
Same with Sand Goblins, yeah.
yeah, it feels like the ideal with Sinsin is she comes in, takes 4 damage, retreats, and is never seen again. uh,
Exactly.
yeah, but so in the beginning here, like, all right, are you feeling like you're thinking, okay, I gotta push in, because it seems like you, uh, where's the turn me first? Yeah, okay, you have that out of shadows play. Okay, so sorry, I'm just gonna talk for a
Mhm.
second. So it's turn four is after you've just taken that turn. I remember thinking this was a great play because like I was like, okay, like this feels like you'd be overextended by putting Sinsin so far, but like the way you positioned it with like Sinsin and whatnot, like suddenly I've been holding this like biter and wrench rat in my hand, and I just like don't have a good target for it. Like
Mm.
with you blocking that forward gate, it's like, well, where's this biter going? And then let me click on turn 5. How did I respond? I did nothing. What did I do? Yeah, I just did a attack on sniper and nothing. It was just like, well, this biter wrench rat isn't really doing it for me. So
Mhm.
I'm just gonna like pass turn. And then you came in broke the gate. Yeah, so like so are you feeling
Our
like you
next
need
turn
to
was really
be
good. Mhm.
yeah, sorry,
So
go
go.
ahead. Are you feeling like you need to be more aggressive in this matchup, or feel free to say what you were?
No, no, no. I think the if I had to do this matchup again, outside of the first turn, I think the main thing I'd redo is so you kill Simpson here. I think I'm still happy with that to be, or not happy with it, but I'm content, I guess.
Yeah.
At that point, I think the next turn where I sort of put the bandits in a subsequent turn. So here, I wonder if I should, because like I was saying before, I think 7 mana, of course, is scary for someone to have. But at the same time, on Sand Golems, I take it less seriously. But then I sort of go not all in, but I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get as much damage on Krusk as possible. And I'm not sure in this matchup is if that's what I'm supposed to do. I guess. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
it's tough.
because especially because Simpson's gone now, I'm in a position where to get, yeah, it gets complicated. Yeah, it just is. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I
double
don't.
scout.
It feels like in general, Brosk is probably pretty good at not dying. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not to say I'm good at, but like in general, Crust like just being able to just having extra structures just like adds so much to your defensive capabilities that like
100%.
it feels like Krusk is gonna be pretty consistently able to uh stay safe if you're playing someone who's thinking about that. And so like I wonder if the strat is blocks. I just don't know how to approach this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess you have to I really don't know. Like I guess you have to get close with Vox, because like is so what if Vox just like stood back and just sort of sniped? I mean like you probably I mean you play it careful like you did. You don't just like expose a ton of things. But it does sort of feel like you maybe have to get in there, and like in that second game, like you sort of like got in my face before I could like establish
Mhm.
Supergate. Like if you had just like sort of stayed back and chilled, like I would have just like kept, I would just like only expose my 10 health gate and give you nothing. But the fact that you
Yeah.
came in was like, okay, well crap, I need to play some units to like neutralize this threat. And so I'm actually like meeting you in the field, which is I guess what I'm not going to do. So yeah, I guess I'm coming out on the side of advancing with blocks is the way to
Blocks. Yeah.
do it, but I don't really know. I never, yeah, I'm never quite sure how to read Vox's matchups.
Yeah. I think if I had to do it again, I would have substituted Vlox out. I guess turn 9. Yeah, turn 9 because I went for the efficient trade because I was like, oh, he has 2 scavengers. I have to get rid of the scavengers. And there's a chance I can win the turn afterwards if he just focuses on Vlox and doesn't get lucky. But
Yeah,
uh, I think in retrospect, I could have. Like you said, Cloak can also take it a little bit slow sometimes. Like not, yeah. So uh, maybe not against some factions, but at least here, I think I could have substituted a bandit and still been
yeah,
finish.
yeah. I usually think about cloaks as pretty versatile in that regard, and like versatile is kind of just like code for good in this game. Like you
Hmm.
can like you can hang back against a lot of factions. Like maybe not against like Savannah elves, but like against most
Hmm.
factions. Yeah, I was glad to get that kill. I was glad to That's funny that you said in the chat that like me repositioning that gate last second saved me.
Yeah.
Wait, did I not play that gate? Did I
So you
what
originally
happened
had
here?
it.
Okay, no,
So
I
I
did.
don't think it shows in the replay because you switched the gate positioning.
Yeah.
But so if you hadn't killed Vlox, I had a motor boots. Uh, so I could have went for the either with the bandit or with another unit. I could have tried to go for the assassination. Actually, no. Maybe it didn't matter whether or not where you put the gate. Unless I think the only place the gate would have helped is if you put it right next to Krusk on the back line.
Yeah, well, so what I would have done if you like fast forward to the very end of the game, I would have thrusted Krusk just one spot to the left to be adjacent to
I see.
Sparks. Um,
Mhm.
but
That
yeah,
makes sense.
that would have been my final position, and that was sort of an afterthought of like, oh, if I miss, maybe I don't want to lose. Um, but sometimes, yeah, it's hard to just always be thinking about out of shadows plays, and because it's sort of, I feel like the hill to like ride up when you're playing against blocks is like how do you beat that feeling that it feels like he can do anything? It feels like you are
Mhm.
never safe. There's no position where you're fine. Like how do you how do you position against out of shadows without overcompensating and like sacrificing a ton of efficiency by being too safe, but still
Mhm.
being safe enough that like you're gonna be in a good spot on average. Yeah, that's a balance that I'm yet to figure out.
Yeah, no, I think it's the same with like same thing with Shadow Elves. I mean,
Yeah,
that's why Shadow Elves is such a cool deck is because you can play really for the really late, or you're always, but at the same time, you're always as the opponent afraid of some quick assassination with Shadow Step or
yeah,
um,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah, no, I think that's one of the reasons I really like this game. And some of these decks. What deck would you recommend me to learn next? I guess I'm curious on your opinion on that.
uh,
So
geez,
I guess the decks.
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, yeah, tell me.
So the decks which I'm semi like I'm not nowhere near an expert, but I think I'm
Yeah,
comfortable with
yeah,
playing Fallen Kingdoms, Cloaks, uh, Sand Goblins, and then I'd say Shadow Elves. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable, but I'd play them and feel fine, I guess.
yeah,
I sort of know, not everything, but I'm comfortable with them, I guess.
yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
so
You said Fallen
mhm,
Kingdom, Cloaks, and Sand Goblins, the most
yeah.
comfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's I hate making decisions. That's so funny that you. I mean, you picked up what I would call like three of the hardest as your first. So I feel like you'd sort of have smooth sailing. I mean, I mean it's sort of. Yeah, I mean, different people have different approaches. Like the way that sorry, it's a very long-winded answer. I mean,
No,
like
no, go on.
the way that I first started playing was just like playing a bit of everything. And I guess that's sort of always how I've played. Like I've never, and I guess I sort of had the luxury of that because when I first played, there were six decks, and so it's not like, and so yeah, I guess it's pretty.
Hmm.
It seems overwhelming to be like, well, okay, I'm not just gonna play one. I'm not just gonna play a little bit of everything. Like it might maybe it'd be nice to like for you to like play some with a deck that just is a bit simpler to like to
Hmm.
like focus on. So maybe something like Grognak or Maldaria.
Hmm.
Breakers are weird. Breakers took me out of the master set. Breakers took me the longest to like learn. It's just like
They seem really hard with push.
all their units die really quickly.
Mhm. Yeah.
But the ranged game is really good.
Hmm.
Yeah, like the trick that I learned to breakers at some point is that like you can use like or like when something started to click is when I started to figure out that like, oh, I can like have a mind witch mimic push and then push
Hmm.
like a deceiver in front of itself after attacking. So like you
Oh,
can
interesting.
use your movement abilities to keep your units safe and like at a
Mm.
range and like push them around. Um yeah, I feel like, I mean, and then Abushi good for like learning value and whatnot. Do you feel like you tend towards like more interested in like the value late game factions or the assassin factions or a bit of both?
I think value late game makes I want because I don't really like I play Shadow Elves sometimes that way and maybe Sand Goblins, but for Assassiny like Wayfarers or something like that, I'm also really bad. Sky Avians, I'm really bad also at them. So maybe
Yeah,
those are the ones that I should learn because
yeah.
I have no idea how to like factions. You're forced to basically play a little more aggressively. Uh,
It's hard. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you want to be forced to play aggressively, I guess play sneaks. That's
Sneaks,
sort
yeah.
of that's a
It's true.
starting. Yeah, yeah. I guess my official recommendation could just be Grognak. It's just someone who's simple. Like you can get in there aggressive, but you can also just like really play into the value. Though it sounds
Hmm.
like you say you're still already comfortable with that. I don't know, like Ava. So something I've learned about. I mean, I feel like I get better at these ranged factions as I keep playing. Like Ava, Ava can really be a ranged faction and can like play for the late game. Like I've had so many games with Ava
Mm.
where I'm just like I am just sitting in my back row the entire game, just being a troll, like just like not exposing any units, like gathering, song them back. And then as soon as the opponent's like, fine, I'm gonna push up and come to you, it's like, okay, now I'm gonna jump over you and kill you,
uh,
like or something like that. And so yeah, they're tricky for sure, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's the master set purist in me, but yeah, like I don't know, like Grognak, Moldaria, sneaks and whatnot. If you're ever feeling ready for it to coolio like this I feel like they're good places to start.
cool.
Yeah, I guess sorry, I'm just like I
No,
just
go
can't,
on, go on, go on.
I just cannot shut up for the life of me. But
I don't
like
know. It's interesting.
for assassin faction, the Wayfarers have helped me a lot, and I feel like they've helped me like maybe think about like taking blocks again or something. Like just because of they feel easier. Like it feels like the play like what the cards do is like not nearly as complicated. Like the plays, there's only like the plays you see them sort of quickly. You just like grab opponent gate spots and get in the back. And so like that has sort of helped me play aggressively. Yeah, okay. So I'd say that so Wayfair has like helped me like start to see how to play aggressively. I guess
Mhm.
Edia helped me like feel okay discarding cards. Like once I played a lot of Eddie, I was like, okay, I'm gonna draw a lot of cards, and then I'm gonna discard a lot of cards, and then at the end game, I'm gonna have Dominus Katu, who's just gonna keep climbing, like just a really good unit to have at the end. And
What-
so, yes, go ahead.
No, no, no. Keep going.
Yeah, yeah, and Dominus Cat, the one that goes in strength, that grows in strength at the end. And so like that sort of
Mhm.
liberated me to feel like I can discard cards, and that like helped me like then like go back to Sarah, who also has like the sun symbol, and be like, oh, like Sarah works a lot better if you have a ton of extra magic and stuff like that. And so um yeah, I don't know. I feel like each deck is sort of you learn something new from it. But that yeah, that's
It's
I
always
can end it there.
no,
Yeah.
no. You're good. It's always interesting hearing people talk about the symbols because I just never noticed them. But it is true that I guess there are different themes based off the symbols, or at least I guess themes the decks are built around. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but I would say Eternal Council is like probably one of the most like when I first started the game. Eternal Council was so intimidating because I thought it was like the I thought it would be the most complex deck, which I hear it is complex, but not like there are patterns to play it, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
uh, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely complicated. Like, at first I thought the complicated was like sort of overblown, and I'm like maybe it's not, but like because it's like I don't know, like you've played Fallen Kingdom, you know how combo decks
Yep.
work. Like you know how it's hard to like build up the hand while also like not getting overrun and whatnot.
Hmm.
And so like if you're sort of in the combo deck mindset and you're looking at Eternal Council, it's like okay, you have cards that you have effects that draw cards, and you have effects that do good things when you draw cards. It's like okay, like you see how the combo works,
Hmm.
and so like from that baseline, I was like, oh, Eddie is not that complicated. But then, I mean, like yeah, getting good with her is tough. I don't think she's too hard to approach. A lot of times like the combo will fall flat, and I'll be like, oh god, how did I play this game wrong? But she's fun, um, for sure.
Okay, I'll try to look Grognik,
Grognak, yeah, yeah.
Grognik, uh, and then
Yeah, play a few
yeah, I hope
games, see how
so.
it feels. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Go from there. Not cool. And then um, how building? Do you actually is there like a website with people's decks, or do people just like come up with stuff and just watch other people's? I guess the tournaments you see what other people's decks are, right?
You said for deck, you
Um,
said for deck building.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, how that works. I mean, there's lots of people like talking about it on the Discord. I didn't, so I only started deck building like a month ago. Like
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
played a year and a half of this game, like basically only touching deck building like once or twice. And I
Hmm.
started doing it recently, and it's fun. I think like base will always kind of be my favorite, but like deck building is fun. And it's fun to fun to mess around with. Um
Hmm.
uh yeah, I don't know, it's and so you can queue decks in the public queue, and I mean then you'll just like see other people's decks and then be like, oh, they beat me with this good deck. I don't know, and I feel like I've sort of gotten a sense for like yeah, and I'd be happy to chat about it sometime, like as to like what sort of builds are good for each deck, but I'm still pretty new to it. Yeah, it's sort of just it's whole other game going on there.
From there. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'll get into it, at least now, maybe like in a year from now when I learn all the other decks.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Well, because just like there's so much to do with like
mm,
I could play base forever. It's such a good game,
mm, mm.
and it's hard to, especially like if still like a lot of the decks are new to you. It's hard to recommend. It feels like there's so much in this game at this point. I mean, that's good, I guess.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's also like it's hard to even if you play a faction all the time, it's hard to actually face every single faction with it. So there's always new things to
Yeah,
learn,
yeah, and
like a
there's
different matchup.
still yeah, there's still match like I feel like it's still so often that I just go into a game. It's like, what is this matchup? Like even with a faction art that I really know. But yeah, yeah. Well, that's fun. That's
uh,
fun chatting, fun doing the games.
no, 100%. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, yeah, and
Those were some.
yeah, if you wanna, I'm happy to do it again, and
Mhm.
you're talking chat like yeah, and I'd be happy to like chat through other people's games or something on stream too. Sure,
Yeah, dude.
should that could be fun. Whatever,
When like I
just
said, usually because usually today I just took off because I had to go to the DMV. But I'll let you know if I have other days which I can take, midday off, or most likely weekends are probably easier for me.
yeah,
But we'll
yeah,
see. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah,
and also like it doesn't. I'm pretty flexible in terms of times, or like after work also works. But start going.
yeah. No, yeah, and maybe I could, maybe I should start doing some of these streams like later, later in the day when people are off of
I
work and
mean,
whatnot.
I
Uh,
mean, it's up to you. Look, everyone, if you have other things to do, of course, that's.
yeah, yeah. I mean that happens, but yeah, yeah. No, no. Like yeah, please hit me up whenever you got time and whatnot. I'll probably still be streaming in the weekdays, lunchtime and whatnot. Maybe do some stuff in the weekends. I'm sure we'll find time. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I want to try Breakers versus Shadow Elves because I faced Water D on that, and
Uh-huh.
I had no clue what I was doing, and he was just destroying me. And yeah, it was I just don't know because I rarely face Breakers, but I feel like Shadow Elves versus Breakers is a more like I'm not sure if at least you have more experience with both factions. I'm not sure if there's actually like a flow to it or if it's more just yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
so you want to play Shadow Elves against Breakers, you're saying?
yeah, I don't know how to play breakers, so I would be terrible if
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I'd be happy. Feel free to send a link if you want to do like a private match.
okay.
Do
Cool.
that something. Yeah, yeah, it's fun.
Mhm.
Like because the Breakers can probably compete in the long game with the Shadow Elves, and so
Mhm.
I don't really know. That seems like that could be a game where you're just sort of like exchanging one attack a turn for 40 turns.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that seems like fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please send me a link whenever. Yeah, and I'll
Will do.
see you around.
Yeah,
Awesome.
see you around, dude.
Well, thanks for coming on. It was so much fun. It's great talking to you.
No worries, dude. Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. Great. Thanks for coming on. See ya.
Bye.